Hey, and welcome to the Morning Spike. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Tank Crumbly. What? How's it going, Mark?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Man, I'm loving this time. You know what? We were talking about the schedules coming out next week, and that really got me thinking. I was like, man, we got dynasty drafts. We got to make cuts. We got to kind of figure out all these draft things. We need to figure out where the good fits are. I have no idea, so that's why I'm gonna start asking you the questions about these fits. Man, that was a fun draft, though. I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying looking at teams, seeing how things are working. Hey, look at Martin. What's up, man?
Made it in. All right.
And then Derpy. All right. First and foremost, I like to say this. Okay.
All right.
Oh, it's going to be about the Guardians, I bet. Let's see.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Well, we'll talk about that on Monday, Derpy.
Yeah, that's tomorrow, man. That's tomorrow.
Even though I will say, so yesterday me and Tank went to go grab Mark, and we went to Indiana Comic-Con. So that was pretty fun. So we got to hang out, you know, and just kind of be with each other. So that was always a fun thing. So he said, well, other than that, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
All right. Well, so the first thing I kind of want to talk about, so we said fits. Who is the best fit from all the draft picks that you saw from any team?
Well, I like Bijan in Atlanta because I think that's a run first offense with not a rookie, but a young quarterback. So I think Bijan's going to get a lot of reps. On the defensive side of the ball, I like Christian Gonzalez.
That was New England. I can't believe that they got I feel like Belichick it duped us all.
Right. Like, did Bill Belichick call Washington and be like, "Oh, don't get that guy. He's not good."
And then they're like, "Let me know." They did what the Texans did. We're not getting C.J. Stroud. It is not going to happen. We're not drafting him. And for the second pick, the Texas pick, C.J. Stroud.
Yeah. It's all this mystery. They called him like, "Hey, just so you know, if you don't get Emmanuel Forbes, we will." And they're like, "Oh crap, we got to get him because otherwise we're not going to be able to." But no, I like what Bill Belichick does with corners. Like, he could turn someone who doesn't even play the position probably ever and turn them into an all-pro. So to get someone as talented as Christian Gonzalez there, I think that's a good fit.
The ball hawking cornerback is just such a huge, like it's almost as important as having the rush edge rusher. You know, they're just becoming better and better and more important. And now he's 6'2". With the speed and the ball hawking, man, I think that's a great one.
Receivers, I like JSN in Seattle.
No pressure with a quarterback that likes to spread the ball around.
Yeah, and then Addison in Minnesota is another one. I think with JJ on the other side, that'll leave Siegel coverage for Addison, and I think he could explode on that.
Do you think he'll be in the slot, or is he going to be on the other side?
He could be in the slot because I think isn't that what Adam Thielen was running a lot? Wasn't he the slot receiver? And I think he's going to replace Adam Thielen. And we know how much Cousins liked Adam Thielen for the longest time, so I think Addison can just slide in and fill that role. But you got KJ on the other side, too.
So I love Osborne. Yeah, I love Osborne on the other side too. So I mean, it's really you have professional receivers there. So Addison's going to learn how to be a professional receiver and learn how to be a playmaking guy. Can you imagine if he really becomes what he should become? I mean, he has so much talent coming out of USC. He was a 5-star recruit. He was the number one receiver coming out of high school. So this guy's been an unbelievable receiver for years. He probably would have been drafted even earlier. Like if he could came out of the draft the year before in 2022.
Right.
Yeah. So this is just, I don't know. That's a great fit. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. And then for tight ends, I like Dalton Kincaid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can't go wrong with his quarterback.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he does have Dawson Knox ahead of him, but I think
maybe.
taxi squad him maybe this year, see what happens, and then I think by next year he'll be the number one guy.
I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden we hear Knox gets traded.
Right.
I would not be surprised.
Yep, that too. And then the other tight end I liked was Michael Mayer to the Raiders, just because I know Jimmy G likes to have his security blanket and tight end.
Yep. I mean, but there's so many there.
I think he'll clearly be the number one guy though.
Okay. Really? With all that talent there, okay. But and they do use double tights too. They've always done that. So I mean, I think that way works no matter what. My head scratcher is with Green Bay, because they have two guys that are exactly the same.
And that's why I don't like either one of them, because you have to have a guessing game in the draft on which one.
Yep.
And I just don't like that. I mean, you could hit big and maybe guess the right one, but the fact that you have to guess that kind of takes a little bit away from it. Unless you get both of them, I don't think I like getting either of them.
But then why would you do that?
Exactly.
Both.
Exactly. Exactly. So I think that takes away from them, unfortunately. Because I think they're both good, but the fact that they both landed on the same team.
Like, and you don't know which one, the third and fourth best tight end in the draft, or fourth and fifth best tight end in the draft, go to the same team, and you don't know which one's going to take the reins and go. That's so hard to prepare to figure out. What we got from Martin right here. Sam Laporta was a great fit for me in offense. Devin Witherspoon, defensive side of the ball, best fits. Okay. I like
Sam Laporta, but unfortunately, if you look at the way the Lions run their offense, outside of one game last year, Hawkinson didn't do anything with the Lions. We had that 138-point game, and then with that, they were able to get some good draft capital in exchange for him. But his better stretch of games, I felt like, was when he was with Minnesota.
But when Jameson out, I mean, I feel like he becomes a second, target, even though it's kind of weird because, the release that we got for Gibbs,
slot receiver.
He's going to be starting as slot receiver. That's where they're going to be putting him. Because as I was saying last week, Montgomery, you don't pay a running back $6 million and put him on the bench. So,
and then I like Devin Witherspoon, but they already have two other guys ahead of him on the depth chart.
Yeah.
That they just got last year, so it's not like they're going anywhere anytime soon.
I think that he's going to start regardless. I think
you would think being drafted in the fifth overall, you would think he'd be.
They're going to find a spot.
They might slowly put him in. I don't know.
But then when you have because you can always run three corners.
Oh, and I know he'll get on the field, but if he's the third corner,
well,
they're not going to run three corners the whole game.
What they'll do is put him. I think Devin Witherspoon's a better outside receiver. Cornerback. And then what you do is you get to bump someone else inside and see who could be the slot, who do that. The third receiver. I think that's what's going to happen. He's 6 feet tall.
See, that's the issue. Kobe is like 6'2", and the other one's 6'4". And I don't think you're gonna put either one of them in the slot.
So I think Witherspoon is going to be your left cornerback.
Woolen, he's 6'4".
So you got him, and Woolen's probably your right cornerback. And I don't know, man, it's going to be interesting. And you know what? Maybe Kobe doesn't play. Maybe Kobe is your. And because what you do if you run that package, you can always can walk up as like an extra linebacker, which could be helpful. Especially because Jamal Adams is probably 5 seconds for being hurt. Just wait for it. He's probably going to slip and get hurt right now. Hamstring done.
Right.
Yeah, Braden here. Ricky minicamps are right now and next week. OTAs start late May. Mandatory minicamps start June 14th. Yes, they do. So Ricky minicamps are already happening. Of course, for the Bears, I've been looking at that the whole time because we drafted all offensive linemen, so I always want to know how that fits.
That was the best offensive lineman fit I see everywhere is Darnell Wright.
Yeah.
Bears.
Yeah,
because he fits exactly what he does well on the line is what you guys do offensively. So
exactly.
He's a rushing.
What's good is that you see Justin will, it's not his blind side, but he'll see someone who's blocking, who's a solid blocker.
Right. He's an exceptional run blocker, which you guys want to run the ball. And then he's really good at passing for what I saw, like when you do the short routes, he's exceptional. And then in the longer routes, he's actually exceptional. I don't know why he's not exceptional in the medium routes.
Yeah, those 5-step drops. I don't know something when he gets hit with a double move, sometimes he gets a little bit, but
so
coming off 3-step drop, you're not getting by him. And then if it's a long drop, you're not getting by him. And I think it's solid to see that guy right there, your right tackle.
So that's like the best fit offensive line I've seen. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, one fit I really liked. I like every fit with the Eagles. Everything they did, it's so good.
I try not to talk about them. So
I know, but when you think about I look at like what they're getting in the first, and second, third, fourth round, they're getting starters. It doesn't make sense.
But the sad thing is they're getting starters that aren't starting.
They aren't going to have to start.
Yeah,
Jalen Carter,
that's scary.
Is the most talented guy in the draft, right? Jalen Carter won't even start. He's going to be behind Jordan Davis. Like it won't even matter if he doesn't have a motor because he only gets on the field 30% of the time. It won't matter. Like
Fletcher Cox retires this year, boom, and I'm like, oh
yeah, you're just going to have guy after guy after guy after guy.
Although I shouldn't complain that much. It's not like I don't have 2 all-pro defensive tackles too. But
I mean, yeah, you do. I mean, yeah,
Jonathan Allen and
for now,
Payne.
Can you pay?
2 years, 3 years?
I don't know. Someone's going to have to not going to be able to get paid.
Yeah, the ends.
Yeah, well, yeah. Young is pretty much gone. You bet on that.
I wouldn't be shocked. All the freaking proposed trades and
that's what we're looking at now. I mean, so now teams are looking at what they didn't cover in the draft, and so they're gonna like the Bears don't have any edge rushers, nobody. They probably need to call me. I don't even play edge rush, but we need to do those things. There's teams that need tackle help. I still don't know what Tennessee's going to do at left tackle. With Taylor Lewan suing Dr. Andrews over the ACL repair, he's never been the same. I don't know what they're going to do. What are they going to do with running back?
They put Skoronski there.
I like Skoronski. I don't know if he's a left tackle, but do you not put him?
I thought they drafted a running back. Didn't they draft a running back?
Yeah, they definitely did. So what are they going to do?
Well, I think they're set up to move on. They're just trying to find someone willing to take Derrick Henry's contract at this point.
I'm surprised that I thought the Bills would be the first ones to jump up and try to do that.
Yeah, they that's the one kind of thing they're missing is that strong, bruising running back.
Can you do that and then tell Josh Allen to sit his butt down? Like do not do anything else. You just throw and pass and be our leader, and extend plays when we need to.
Throw the ball.
But we're not going to run. We're not doing straight runs with you. We're giving it to Derrick Henry.
Right.
That would be scary.
I mean, that'd be a super packed running back room, but they just brought in Harris.
And they keep on
adding. Cook.
I don't know. I think
Tajay Spears.
Tajay Spears is definitely for the Titans.
So that's what I said. But between Spears and the dude that Martin loved last year, Haskins, yeah. I think they're going to be their running back room.
I think it works. There's no need to have both of them for Derrick Henry there. So just get rid of him. Get any type of capital you can get. I wouldn't give more than a third rounder for Derrick Henry because you got to pay him too. Yeah,
right. Was that contract?
Yeah,
I think you'd be lucky to get a third, honestly.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah,
because it's a 30-year-old running back. I mean, not every third round for a 30-year-old running back with that contract.
He might be one of the best ever, but
I get that. But even if you look at Adrian Peterson, once he turned 30,
yeah, you're right. I mean
Adrian
was probably fine until about 33, and then he started.
And once he hit 32, he was gone from the Vikings.
Yeah, that's when you saw this go done. Okay. Other news.
The reality of the running back position.
What do you think about Lamar? He was asking about his new wide receivers, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to throw for like 6,000 yards." You guys have no idea.
Good luck with that, I guess. I don't think anyone's ever thrown for that much. But well, I mean, you're not gonna. Well, I guess that could be pushed till next year. So maybe you'll have Odell.
I mean, you'll have Odell for a couple of years. Still, I'm not really confident in their line. I don't know how he thinks he's going to be able to do that without having a great line.
Yeah, he's still going to be running for his life. And if he's running for his life, what are the chances? His percentages of getting hurt are going to go up.
Yep, exactly.
But like you said, he has his money now, so I would hope
he'll work through some of it.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, if it's a bad injury, I wouldn't expect him to play. But
when you go out on the field, you see Bateman, Odell Beckham, and Zay Flowers. He's gonna want to get back. He's like, "Oh man, I said get him the ball."
I get it. So Martin asked a good question. What does your price be on Henry in Dynasty? So I feel like that's going to be a little higher than in real life.
Yeah.
So I think a second wouldn't be out of the realm. I wouldn't pay a first for him.
I probably would. I would ask for a second and third, honestly.
If I'm trading him, I would ask for a second and a third. If I was trading for him, I'd probably try to get it down to at least a third.
But I just don't know. Derrick Henry's still going to probably give you value for 2 years.
That's why I think a second and a third.
Yeah, and that's
probably would still be, especially if you're on a team that can compete right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're like G Money's team, I wouldn't be trading for Derrick Henry.
Don't say that. Come on, G Money. You want Derrick Henry? Go get him.
He didn't even respond to my trade. I'm so upset. At least I counter it if he didn't like it.
See, but Martin said it might be his last.
Might be his last. It could be, but like I said, I think
2 years.
So we're saying a year minimum, but 2 to 3, like 3 would be pushing it, but 2 wouldn't be out of the realm. I think.
Yeah,
I mean, Henry keeps his body and
size. Yeah, he's sheer size because he's not just a regular running back. He's just a dude that's just a pillar. When you have something that big, you can run a little bit longer. Even Jacobs, Brandon Jacobs was able to go until his 34. Just because you're so big, you can be on a championship team and be something special. Something add on.
Right. Yeah. And then I also think, injury-wise, he's been pretty lucky. I mean, outside of the one ankle injury, I can't really think of any major injuries he's had.
It's because he's so big.
That was already. But that would be the one issue I would have because he's so big. His legs, like his ankles, like taking all that weight, like all the time would be the first.
It's usually the knees that you always worry about because
and the knees,
those crazy knee injuries. I'm hoping that
But I also feel like he's not like a cut back.
Yep. He's a straight ahead runner.
Yep, and I think that helps, and that helps the knees tremendously. He's not putting that strain on by cutting. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I've been saying that he'd had until he was 32, but Martin's convinced once they hit 30, just pew.
I think you had 2 more years, and I agree with you.
But I compared Derrick Henry to Peterson because I feel like they have similar builds and they run the ball the similar way.
Yep.
So, and I feel like 32 would definitely not be out of the possibility.
And he might be around, but I think after the 32 year, the year 32 year, he might be around for another year, but it just won't be Derrick Henry. He won't be top 15. He'll have to have a young guy on his team, and he's the Ezekiel Elliott guy. Like
the Arizona Cardinals Peterson.
Yep, exactly.
Washington Peterson.
Or the Smith.
Troy Lions Peterson.
That's when he'll go to Atlanta. That's where all old running backs go to die.
The Arizona Cardinals, Emmitt Smith.
Exactly.
I remember when the Cardinals signed Emmitt Smith. I was like, that's weird.
You say that's about 6 years too late. All
right. That's why I feel like Emmitt Smith's records are safe.
Well,
for career rushing yards, ain't no one going to touch that now.
And this is exactly what I'm saying. What Braden said. Yeah, he could be that goal
line.
Oh yeah,
TD exactly.
For a few years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh no! What if he ends up in Detroit and they're like, "Got you."
I mean, if they spend more money.
In 3 years, when like Montgomery's contract is up, and they're like, All right, Henry, you're our goal line back now. Leads the
I don't
league in
need that.
touchdowns.
Because it's
He's
so
averaging
big.
2 yards a carry, but he has like 20 touchdowns.
He could. Like literally, he could. I could see him going to whoever's the best team and just killing everyone. He could replace Scott in Philadelphia.
Yep.
I'm gonna be the touchdown vulture. That's all.
Right.
Are there any other teams that you feel like did an unbelievable job that really no one's talking about?
Unbelievable job that no one's talking about?
Yeah.
I have to think about that one. How about you?
I don't know. People are talking about it, but I love what the Browns did. I really do.
I mean, yeah, you want to go that way because their first picks were in the third, but they knocked their picks out. I think Broncos they had the Broncos. I feel like the same way they brought in a white cornerback. I know people are mocking them for that, but
hey, if it works,
but hey,
who cares?
even if that guy moves the safety, he'd be a monster because that dude can hit.
You know what? Anyone who's not afraid to put your neck, you put your head in there, you put your nose in there. Hey, I want him on my team.
And he can hit, and he has coverage skills. Like, I mean, I think it was good. And I like the linebacker that the Broncos brought in. He fell to them like he shouldn't have even been there.
The
Drew
teams
Sanders
that
out of Arkansas.
That's the teams that weren't supposed to do well were able to get guys in the second, third round or first round grades on them.
Mm-hmm. And then the receiver the Broncos got too.
Is there any team that you think they did a terrible job?
I mean,
no, but besides Washington, though, I'm not going
Cowboys.
there.
Cowboys.
Because
I saw a Cowboys beat writer. This should sum up their draft right now. Cowboys beat writer said they signed an undrafted rookie free agent that was better than half of their people they drafted.
It didn't make sense what they were doing sometimes.
I was so
confused.
If half your draft picks are worse than someone you just took off the undrafted free agent, that's bad.
So Braden said,
okay, it was a reach, but if he ends up being the cornerstone kicker for the next 10 years, was it a bad pick? Because people are saying I don't like his leg personally. I feel like he only can kick like a maximum like 55 yards, I think.
My worry is that like you have one of the most windy stadiums there, you know, and you really better be accurate. You better know what the hell you're doing. You better be able to kick it to the wind and know what you're doing. Because they need those points. And I would not be surprised if Trey Lance gets traded from them. This whole team just I don't know what they do. I don't know how they do it.
Trade Trey Lance, but then still somehow win games.
Yeah.
Nuts. It's nutty. I'm interested to see what the 49ers defense looks like next year without D'Amico Ryans.
I look at it and I
feel like that's such a plug-in thing. This seems they do have Wilkinson, right?
Yep. Wilkinson, they have a lot of guys still. They're like basically you guys.
No, I know. But I just feel like this isn't the first time they had Saul there and then they brought in D'Amico Ryans and so I'm not that worried about it. I'm just interested to see because I know Wilkinson runs a 4-3.
Yep.
Which is not what
not the 3-4
Yeah. And I saw how well that worked for Wilkins when he took over the Cardinals. First thing I'm doing is making this a 4-3 defense. And they went 3-13.
Yeah, and it went downhill. Well, it's not just because of that.
And immediately they were like, we're going back to a 3-4.
But you know, because it made sense for them.
Yeah.
When you're used to running a defense one way, it's hard doing that.
Even Martin said Moody's one of the best kickers I've seen. So
maybe.
Because like you said, they're going to need a kicker to score points. So maybe it's not. I mean, at least it was a third. At least it wasn't a first rounder like the Raiders.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Janikowski.
They knew what they needed, and they had 3 third rounders. So it is a reach. It was a reach, right? But if you have three, it was like 99, 101, 103. It was like back to back to back.
Oh yeah, they had like.
Yeah, I kind of understood why they were able to do that because you say, you know what, these are the guys that we need on our team that we need to replace no matter what. So even though these might be riches, these are guys that we want.
And then going into the fourth, I mean, that's probably when you start thinking kicker. Fifth, it might have been like, man, not come back to us.
Yeah, well,
just get them now.
New England drafted the kicker in the fourth, so you knew that
exactly
on their radar. So I mean, if you gotta get your guy, you gotta get your guy.
Right. So that's what I said. And then the fourth would have been like, oh, okay, I can see you taking a kicker in the fourth. That's not as bad of a reach, but you got the situation where they're like, not going to be there.
You have to get what you got to get. So Martin says, I like the player, just not the spot that grabbed him. But if you don't have another one, if you only have all those third rounders, and you don't have another one to the fifth, there's nothing you could have done. If you don't think he's going to be there in the fifth, you got to do it.
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, that's just I was looking at. What do you guys see Pollard going to redraft in Dynasty?
Right now, I could see him going later first. Maybe first.
Pollard is going to be, to me, the fourth or fifth running back off the board.
That's what I'm saying. Like middle of the first round, I can definitely see it. I mean, you might have a receiver here and there because, like, depending if it's PPR, but even if it's PPR, though, Pollard will go ahead of a lot of other backs just because of what he does.
Yep.
And they don't have another running back.
And they don't have exactly.
They didn't draft one. Now they're still. I heard Zeke could come back, and if that happens, they'll be very sad.
Well, I mean, Pollard just won't have all touchdowns.
Damn touchdowns! I know it's annoying.
But as far as Dynasty, I will be looking for Pollard. I will be looking to trade him. I'll literally be looking to trade him and trying to get something out of him and get a younger running back.
Well, the hope of all hopes is that he goes off this year.
Oh yeah,
he'll be back there, and then going into the offseason. And then going into the offseason next year, I might be like, G Money.
First round. Let's go.
First round. Let's go. Give me the 101. Let's go.
It's like he's going to be a great productive running back. He led the NFL in rushing.
Right.
And this, he says, how much should someone go for to get Pollard? So, like, if in Dynasty, say you have Pollard, what's your asking price? Well, I ask you.
I don't have to say.
What is your asking price?
Probably on the higher side, I would say, because I mean, one of the very few situations where I feel like there's only one running back really that's going to produce on the team. I know they have Rojo, but I think he's done. And then they have the one kid that they drafted, I think, last year. But I still think the majority of the plays are going to go through Pollard. So, yeah, I would have to say a minimum of at least one first.
No, I don't think you're going to get a first, but what I would ask is 2 seconds at least.
At least 2 seconds.
That's like the minimum. Yeah. Like that starts starting the conversation talk.
Right.
And then if you get me down, if I get a first, number 12, but even first, I don't know if I just want one. I would probably want a first and a third, a first and a fourth. If I get a end of the first round one and give me a fourth, that's probably one.
Or one of those things where it's like, all right, you give me a first and a third, and I'll give you a second or something like a third and a fifth.
Yeah, something that balances out the trade a little bit. But you're looking for 2 picks for Pollard because Pollard is possibly going to lead the NFL in rushing this year.
And possibly be the best receiving back.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why I said it's.
I named Gibbs because he's going to be a receiver.
Oh.
Steve Wilkes always been good with the Panthers for some reason. Was awful with Arizona and Cleveland.
Yeah, with multiple stints with the Panthers too. It's weird.
And then Brady says, "Guys, let me give the Niners a hard time. Being a Cardinals fan is hard right now." Usually you can say at least you have a better quarterback, but I can't even say that right now because I guess your no quarterback is better than pieces of quarterbacks. It's got pieces left. I don't know what they're going to do, but they'll make it there somehow.
I still think a whole offseason working with Shanahan, Darnold could be scary.
I just feel like Darnold always does the same. Probably always has the same problem. He tries to fit the ball into places that just you shouldn't be doing. He has all the talent, but he's just decision making is not the best. So I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, there you go. He has Pollard too. He's just trying to figure out what to look for.
Yeah, you gotta get 2. I mean, I will look for 2 seconds. Like, look, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, like 2 seconds if you want to just get like Pollard by itself, 2 seconds. Yeah. But like I said, if you want to try to move some of your draft picks up, that's when you can like offer 2 lower draft picks of yours,
and then move up,
and get the higher ones.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good thought.
Right, change like a 5th to a 3rd and a 4th to a 3rd to a 1st.
I like that. So I saw apparently for the draft, the Falcons were looking to get in Murray. That makes sense for them. Isn't that what they always do?
Kyler, huh?
What?
Oh, double stack. I go from a double stack with D-Hop to a double stack with Pitts.
But I'm interested to see what Atlanta does this year. I'm very interested to see what they have. I think they have an opportunity to win a division easily.
Yeah.
Really, like, I mean,
all they have to do is just run the ball and play defense. They can win that division.
Yeah. Yeah. But if they turn out that one of these guys could be a quarterback, both of them used to be they're your guy in one way or another. So seeing if either one of them can end up playing quarterback, that would be really interesting. I mean, Ritter, maybe, because you love his arm, you love his talent. I don't know if he could be a professional quarterback. I don't know. We'll see. He's gonna have an opportunity. I think they'll give him a chance first. And if he can't do it, Heineke's going to step in and he's going to win. You start Heineke from day one, they win 9 to 10 games.
Yeah.
They got all the talent they need. They fixed their line. They fixed their defense really too. They really have very few holes. I know, Mark, we can't talk about that in front of Martin, but this is the truth with Atlanta. He's like, oh no, I don't believe in it. Yeah, no. The truth is, it's a good team now. They've done it. They got rid of all the old people. Matter of fact, I was looking at it. They got Eddie Goldman came back out of retirement. Eddie Goldman with the Bears was almost all pro. He was almost all pro, and then the pandemic kind of ruined him. Man, this team's gonna be good. So go ahead, read that.
So I wonder if Ritter plays, how long they keep him in. They go to Heineke. Like, when do you think they'll go to Heineke?
4 games. They have to give him at least 4 games.
Let's get the schedule before we answer that question. Because if they have some favorable opening schedule, I'd be like, well, Ritter might be in for a little bit.
I think but you at least give them 4 games. I'm not saying that at game 4 they're going to replace him, but you have to give Ritter at least 4 games. You gave him the end of the season. You got to give him at least 4 games with this new offense, this ability to see what he can do. If you do it too early, I feel like that might be a problem. You'll be missing out on some stuff. Yeah, I love Eddie Goldman. I love Eddie Goldman too, man. It's a great fit there.
Man,
the dude is a monster.
Falcons are playing the AFC South. So they're playing the AFC South and the NFC South. Good Lord, they better win 12 games.
They could, though. They could. I can't wait. So what we're talking about, so scheduling should be coming out next Saturday. By Saturday, we should have a schedule for NFL. So next Sunday, we should have all the schedules out. We should be able to talk about what's going on. I already know that the Bears and Chiefs are going to be one of the teams in Germany. One of the games.
Dang, they're playing Washington and Chicago.
Man, damn it.
Oh, I can't wait. I hope we play like early because I want to see Desmond Ridder versus Sam Howell. Could be a great game. Oh, by the way,
Great game.
we're
or it could be a bad game.
It could be a very defensive minded game.
it could be horrible.
Yeah, apparently, Ron Rivera was asked in a press conference, like, what's going on with the quarterback position because we didn't draft anybody, haven't made any other moves since bringing in Jacoby, and his response was, "Why do I have to do anything? We're rolling with Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett this year." I was like, "All right."
I was gonna say Ron Rivera doesn't know a lot of things. He's gonna be like,
"Go."
When the season starts,
we could be eliminated from the playoffs.
We're done.
No, we have till the what? If the Packers win, we're done. No.
Is it? I think they have the easiest schedule. I think they have a good team. All that stuff that Martin was talking about got thrown out the window. They have a team that's just their defense is so much better. You know, Calais Campbell's good. Even though I know he's old, but he just works. They have the defensive line works now. They're almost too deep on defensive line. Safety is great. Bringing in Jesse Bates, having Jeff Okudah at cornerback, Bud Dupree, the linebacker. Like they have guys, they have talent, and they're not as deep off the ball, but on the ball they're deep.
Playing the NFC North too.
And I don't know what that's going to be. I mean, you don't want to play Detroit.
I think
Chicago,
Detroit and Minnesota.
Chicago could be scary. You don't know what you're going to get from Chicago because Atlanta is Chicago. We're the same team. Atlanta's just Chicago South.
Oh, there you go. Saints have the 30. Well, it's because you guys play each other.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't buy into the hype, though, because I remember going into last year, everyone's like, look how easy the NFC North or NFC East schedule is, because we were all like 32, 31, 30, and 29. Those were our strength of schedules.
But almost all of you guys made the playoffs.
But then halfway through, hey, we did not, okay? How dare you?
Almost. Oh, you guys.
And then halfway through the season, I know like our strength of schedule was like top 5 or something for a second.
But it's because all of you guys were good. The truth was that you had a terrible schedule, but you won so many games, and then when they played each other, that's going to raise the strength of schedule.
Yeah, but then some of the teams that were supposed to be bad too ended up like the Jaguars weren't horrible.
They were horrible at the beginning of the season, then they just went on the. I think when you look at the Jags, the wins. It was because it's just the way it fell, because everyone just got bad all of a sudden. It's like, what? What happened? Then all of a sudden just got terrible.
The Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Colts, and Bears have the easiest schedule in 2023. You're going to have the easiest schedule and still only win 4 games. Enjoy that, Brian. Enjoy it.
We'll win 4 games in the first 7.
Oh, okay. Spike bet?
Oh, hell yeah. Well, not 4 in the first 8. I got to see the schedule first.
Yeah, see? No, you're going right now. You're
I'll do a spike bet that we win more than 8 games this year. Well, 8 games or more. Because I think 8 is the perfect number. I think 8. I think that's what we do. We do 8 games this year.
Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Colts, and Bears.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a trend there with the Saints, Falcons, and Panthers, huh?
Here's my problem is the Panthers. I need them to be bad, and I don't know how bad they're actually going to be. The more I look into their team, I just like,
yeah, the top fits for quarterback that I was seeing were Anthony Richardson with the Colts, and Bryce Young with the Panthers. Apparently, Bryce Young, the Panthers scheme, apparently translates really well to what they did in Bama.
I mean, with him and Miles Sanders is going to be good. Can they win with Adam Thielen and DJ Shark being their number 1 and 2 receiver? I don't think so. I think that's where they fall apart. And then also, not to mention, I think they fall apart at in the line too. Their line needs help.
7.5. 7.5, sir.
I mean, so 8's not stretch. So we are the NFC East for last year. Everyone was bad in that. Right. They gave us an easy schedule.
Right. Well, not just that, but it also like works out like it did for us, where you're playing the AFC South. We played the AFC South last year. Like so, it's and then
Whoever plays
NFC North. We played the NFC North last year.
Yeah, you did. You were 100%
Yep.
right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Played them all.
I can't wait to see what actually. I hate the Packers, but I can't wait to see what they actually do.
I don't remember playing Detroit, but I feel like we did.
I know you played us. You
I know we played
to
the Bears, the Packers, and the Vikings. I know we played all three of them, so we must have played Detroit. But
we just like gave you get the game or that and the refs. I hate the refs, but then I can't complain to you about the refs because you had 2 games
let's not
taken away by the refs.
Yeah,
just taken away.
The NFL did not want Washington in the playoffs.
It was so hilarious. Like, wow, you just really gonna give that away, huh? Oh man,
I feel like Adele was in the headset. Like, if you pull that flag, you're getting fired. There's no flag on the play.
Everyone's just like, what? Or tell him he's good. Tell him he's good, and then throw the flag afterwards.
Pull the flag. Yep, good job.
Like, you just told me I was fine. I mean, how you look, that's all.
No matter when I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, every time I was there, there were like 45 Bears fans all cheering every time Fields ran for more than 40.
We were cheering a lot. And we were cheering a lot. Because we ran the ball a whole hell of a lot, over 4 yards. Now, if he threw it more than 10 yards down the field, that wouldn't have been as much. Wouldn't have been as much. But I'm hearing that he's doing a great job with a short passing game this year. So I'm hoping that, that translates. I think Justin Fields is going to be one of those sneaky MVP type of guys this year. Just wait. And he's definitely going to be great in fantasy.
I feel like, he will, because Jalen Hurts, the reason he's fantasy relevant is because he runs the ball.
Well, I mean, getting DJ Moore, actually having a offensive line.
Yeah, that's what scares me and why I'm like hesitant to take your bet, just because like adding DJ Moore.
And
DJ
Moore, anytime he has a competent quarterback, he gets 1,000 yards. And then Mooney is on track to be there for minicamp. And they actually have talent. And I love the running backs that they got from Texas.
Not that shocking. There were somehow more Bears fans than Washington fans in DC. Yeah.
We travel well. This is what we do.
And our fan base is waning, I feel like, as of late. I think Washington fans were just too embarrassed with their team to even want to watch games publicly.
I don't think people want to stay there, Washington fans. It's because I think that has everything to do with Daniel Snyder.
Oh yeah, now that he's gone, pop the champagne, man. No, I rock my Washington stuff wherever I go. I don't care.
All right, so we had Ricky minicamp start this week for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams.
I hope that center we got in the third round is good. Since
we'll find out. I don't know what the hell is it. We want John Michael Schmidt. We don't want that guy.
No, but we cut our starting center. Cut him.
Really?
Yeah. So hey, Chase Roulette, get out of here.
Saving some money.
I was like, so much for slowly working the new guy in.
You say, this job is yours. This is just it.
Yeah. I'm like, cool.
Wow. Yeah, I hope Stromberg is good. We'll see.
Me too. We'll see.
All right, so the Baltimore Ravens, the Chicago Bears, the Green Bay Packers, Indianapolis Colts, Kansas City Chiefs, the Giants, the Jets, and the Eagles all had rookie minicamp. And what's coming out is that Green Bay looked good, Chicago looked good. Anthony Richardson is learning as much as he can. Trying to get that going. I haven't heard anything about the Eagles, but it has to be good, right? I mean, you look at that team. I mean, I think Kelly Ringo could be a starter somewhere, and he's third string on their team. Like, so you think their rookie minicamp is great.
Yeah, I mean, the cornerback position in general in the draft was weird because you had like Joey Porter Jr. dropping to the second. Kelly
That's
Ringo
saying,
was
don't ever forget. I will never forget. I'm telling all 32 U teams, I'm coming.
like it's just crazy to me. Like some positions like soared up, and then others were like. Phew.
So the Giants rookie
Look,
minicamp.
Kelly Ringo win the third or the fourth?
Fourth.
Yeah, I said fourth, right? Yeah.
Fourth, yeah. Deontay Banks, they're saying that Giants minicamp is really good, really smooth.
Well, it should be. They got all the players I wanted.
They're like, wait a minute, let's watch what Mark wants. All right, we'll take that guy. Everyone.
Can you take back all the negative stuff you said when I drafted Devontae Banks with the 16th pick?
Not all of them. Because I still think Gonzalez is better. I mean, I think
Gonzalez wasn't going to be there when I was making that pick. It was between Porter and Banks. Apparently, I should have thrown Forbes in there.
No, you shouldn't have. No, you shouldn't have. But you're right. Deontay Banks is good. I've heard a lot of good things about him. So, I mean, the fact that he's already slid to be their starting right corner tells you right then, right away that this guy could play.
Forbes?
Oh, Deontay Banks, no. Not Forbes.
Deontay Banks. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, not Forbes. I have no idea what the hell.
If Forbes doesn't have like 4 pick sixes this year, I'm calling him a bust.
Well, you do have the pressure. You do have the pressure with the defensive line. Your front seven is great.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I don't know if I'd say front seven. Front 4.
6.5.
That's even beating 2 tenders. Our linebackers aren't good.
I thought you had
Jamin Davis, front 5.
Yeah.
Even Jamin Davis is still kind of finding his way still.
Yeah, I can't believe Forbes. You have so
I
many
feel like
corners.
Linebacker, though, is the one position where it takes 2 to 3 years
to figure out what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, you have some people who just explode on the scene, like Brian Urlacher. But
who was a safety? Who was a safety the entire
6'4" safety in New Mexico. That's nuts. But I mean, that's such an outlier though, because like not everyone because even Brian Urlacher said in an interview, he said like when he first got drafted, he met with everyone. And they're like, "We thinking of moving you to linebacker," and he was just like, "Okay, I never played that position." And he said that like he doesn't remember. I can't remember which coach he said it was, but he said one of the linebacker coaches just came up to him and said, "Just follow the ball.
Yeah.
Wherever the ball goes, go there." And he said he just took that to heart. And from day one, he would just keep an eye on where the ball was, and that's where he went. And
that's how they said it. I remember the Bears coach talking about how did they do with Brian Urlacher. They told him, "Go tackle." Wherever you see the ball, you go run after it and just tackle.
And he said he just did that, and he just his motor and and that's just what he did. And I was like, yeah, but it's such an outlier because you could tell that to someone else, and they'll be like, okay, where's the ball?
Because everyone else doesn't have the 4.5 speed to go from in no matter what. So they just work that way. Yeah,
so, I mean, it does work every once in a while, but
I tell Cody Barton to go follow the ball. He might follow the ball. He's just gonna be the last one there.
Right. The Commanders are colluding with themselves. Right.
That's hilarious. Oh man, good.
What do you think if we change our name again?
Oh my god.
I heard the new owners, one of the first things they might do is change the name.
Because it sucks. Yeah. I mean, no offense, but yeah, your name
I
sucks.
see what they were going for.
I mean, Washington Senators. So you think Washington Commanders will work?
Well, Commanders is because of military ties. So they have all branches there. The capital. Yeah, I see what they were doing, but I don't know.
So I wonder what's even available for names at this point. The Wildcats?
Wildcats.
Everyone has a Wildcat. Like that's like the most commonly used name.
Oh no, yeah.
Who are we? The Wildcats. Who are we gonna beat? The Wildcats. All right, what else we got? So Lawrence from the Giants got a 4-year, $90 million contract extension.
Really?
Yeah, it's like $90 million. Dexter Lawrence, I guess.
I'll say
60,
Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, $60 million guaranteed.
Dude, defensive lineman.
Yeah. So he's now the third highest defensive tackle in the NFL, behind Aaron Donald and what's his name from Tennessee, Jeffrey Simmons. So he's now the third. Like, wow.
We got a steal with Ron Payne's contract.
No.
Is Dexter Lawrence worth that much money though?
No, he's not. But maybe it is because your team, you need him. If you need him, now, I guess. But I think the defensive linemen's salaries are going to go through the roof now. I can see it happening.
Yeah, I know. Great. What a great time for defensive lineman salaries to go through the roof.
You're like, hey, you got 4 great ones. No, 3 great ones. I mean, no, it's just down to 2.
Well, I'm saying this right now. Out of the people, the odd man out is unfortunately going to be Montez Sweat.
No, Young.
No, I think they would try to keep Young over Sweat.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because he's that talented, but he hasn't done anything. When you really look at it, his stats are not that great.
Yeah, I know, but I think that could be a bargaining chip to get a lower contract. We haven't done much yet. We know you could do something. Maybe sign him to like a 2 or 3 year deal, like prove it kind of contract. I don't know.
I think he's gone. I think they trade him, but the asking price is 2 first-rounders. Yeah, okay. The asking price for me is 3 first-rounders. Okay, I can just label anything I want to put on there.
All right, 2 first-rounders for a guy we don't believe in. Come get him.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's actually funny that we transitioned to that.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that till right now. We just naturally got there. I don't know. We'll see. They did the same thing with Deron Payne, and they still ended up paying him.
I don't think you have enough money to pay him. And it's just so weird. I feel like their draft is just so weird because you think you will start to try to find someone that's going to replace these guys, and they didn't.
What are you talking about? We drafted that edge rusher in the 5th or 6th round.
The 5th or 6th round? Yeah, you're right. The 5th or 6th round, you're right. I'm like, all right. I don't understand why. Yeah. But, whatever.
That's what I said. We freaking... So next year we'll draft another defensive tackle in the 2nd round because, that's what we do. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the last couple of years have just been drafting the same positions over and over again. And I'm like, how do you expect us to get better in other positions if you just draft these ones?
I think Chase Young gets traded to and I think it's during the season to a team that realizes that they only need pressure on a quarterback. And I think you get a 2nd and a 3rd for Chase Young. I think very similar to what we got for what's his name? What the Bills gave up
for Quinn?
No, for damn it, I don't know why I'm blanking right now. Because that's what the Eagles gave for Quinn, but what the what did they give?
Yeah, but Chase Young's also like 10 years younger than Quinn.
Yeah, but I'm not talking because I'm thinking about Von Miller. So,
but again, he's like 10 years younger than Von Miller.
Yeah, but Von Miller actually did stuff.
I
And this was
understand
2 years
that, but
ago.
I'm
So
just saying.
32-year-old
And they're
Von Miller,
both
who's
second overall picks because that's what Von Miller was. He was the second overall pick. But I think
but Von Miller wasn't
I'm not saying you're
injured,
going to get. I'm
and
not saying
Von Miller was a Super Bowl champion, and
I'm
all
not
those
saying you're going to
things.
get much more. But I'm saying you're taking Von Miller, who got traded in his 33-year season, and now you got Chase
Was
Young,
it?
who's 25.
Was it third? Was it last year? Wow, it was that. It was last year.
It was just last year. Yeah.
I wouldn't give more. I don't know if I could give more than that because he hasn't shown me anything yet.
I'm not saying you're getting two freaking first, but
I don't know if I'm gonna give him a first rounder.
So I guess we're not trading with you.
Yeah, I mean, just because in my mind, I'll say, well, I'll just wait till the offseason.
No
That's what I'm
guarantees
saying.
there
That's what, because you don't have to, do anything because you only have 1 year. This is not like he has a 3-year contract and he's already set to be there for a couple of years. Now I have a young rusher that for 3 years, you can have for $14 million a year. That's one thing. But when you're saying, well, you have it for 6 games for a rental, I'm not giving you more than second and third.
Yeah, but if you're saying they're that one piece away from a Super Bowl, do you think they're going to care that much about the first?
Not everyone's the Rams.
It's a low end, but I'm just saying it's like a 32nd pick if you're winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there's no way. Like even here's a person, Tomlin. Ain't no way Tomlin's giving you a first. Mike Tomlin's too good, too smart. He's gonna be like, we'll give you a second and a third, or I can even see Chase Young really give you 2 seconds. But if it's a rental, you're not getting a first round for him.
Chase Young on one side and TJ Watt on the other.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah. And Mike Tomlin automatically makes sure you're gonna be have a winning season, and then you bring Chase Young in. That might swing you to 11 wins. That division, I can see almost every team in that division make the playoffs. At any point in time, I can see any of them slip out too. So like everyone loves Cincinnati. I can see Cincinnati not make a playoff 1 year just because that division is so good.
Yeah, the Browns making the playoffs.
I can see them. I could definitely see them make the playoffs.
But I could also see them not make the playoffs.
Yeah, I can see, but exactly. But any of those, it's every team except for somehow Pittsburgh. Because
Tomlin too focused on going 500 or better.
Like that's not a problem. He's going to always win you 9 to 10 games and make it to the playoffs.
I thought last season was going to be the year. I was like, this is the year.
There's no way. If he did last year.
And what happened? I was like, oh, never mind. I'm never going against Tomlin again. I'm done.
Like if you do that with a piece of bubble gum, a paper clip, and like was a popsicle stick, and still find a way to make it to the playoffs. Like,
I'm telling you, this could be a sneaky good year for the Steelers because like 1 full year in the system for both Pickens and Pickett. Yeah. Like they'll be surprised if they put things together.
They're good at running back.
They addressed the offensive line.
Offensive line is like what I've been saying. They really did that.
Brought in a young corner with ties to the organization.
Yep, I agree. Everything you're saying with that makes so much sense. They did a great job getting drafted for need. Broderick Jones, it might be the best left tackle there. What's up, then, boys?
What's up?
Darnell Washington, even at tight end, is like we're talking about teams getting him in the first round. They got it at the end of the 3rd round. Herbig. Nick Herbig was supposed to be a 2nd and 3rd rounder. They got him in the end of the 4th round. So like it's like they got all these guys that are going to come in and play. Yeah, that's true though. What Brady says. He says, but Matt Canada is not a great OC. But that's okay because Mike Tomlin just makes it happen. He just makes it no matter what's going on. That should be the thumbnail. Tomlin is the MacGyver of the NFL. Give me four terrible players, a paper clip, a pencil, and an eraser. And I'm going to give you 11 wins in the gum. And I'm going to give you 11 wins. Yeah. Like, how?
Right?
Man, I look at this draft. This is actually a really good draft. I mean, Broderick Jones, you solidified your left tackle. Joey Porter.
So there you go. You asked that question. Who had a sneaky good draft that no one's talking about?
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Benton. I love Benton at defensive tackle. Darnell Washington. I love him at tight end. Like, this is wow. This is good.
Dude, I like Darnell Washington a lot, actually.
And that's,
I know they
size.
have Freiermuth, but 6'7".
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be the red zone target.
But if you say when you have a terrible offensive coordinator,
he's coming off an injury.
Well, you have terrible offensive coordinator. Can you imagine double tights? You know, pretend like you're going to run it down their throat, and now you have two guys that can catch the ball. I mean, I even like Allen Robinson there. I think Allen Robinson is going to have a second chance at life again there. You know, him, Deontay Johnson, and Pickens might be a great room. Man. I don't know. Yeah, this might be good. Ogunjobi, Ben Hayward still is good. TJ Watt. Yeah. I like the Steelers this year. I didn't even realize I liked them this much, but yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, that's another division, AFC North. You don't know what's going to happen because Baltimore could be great. It wouldn't surprise you that Baltimore wins 12 games. It wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wouldn't surprise me.
Pittsburgh can win 10 or 11 games.
Yeah. What's Baltimore doing at the linebacker position?
Well, Queen and
you got Queen,
and you got
and then you bring Simpson in.
There's no need to.
I was like, why do you need so many?
You already got Roquan Smith. But I think Patrick Queen. They
did that. They did that. Yeah, I said they did that, and I was like, bye, Patrick.
Yeah, so yeah. Your fifth year option's not being picked up because we're gonna get the cheaper Simpson. We're gonna move Trent Simpson right in, and we'll keep it going. You know.
That's a.
No, I agree.
Take.
No, I agree. I think Tomlin is actually a better head coach than Bill Belichick is. I think Bill Belichick is a great defensive mind. I think he had a great quarterback, great system that he created. But I think Tomlin is overall head coach, a leader of men. He's a dude. I don't even like playing football anymore. Ben Roethlisberger,
You go down as a top 10 of all time quarterback. Look at what he did.
No.
Yeah.
Top 10 over all time? Ben Roethlisberger?
Top 15?
Maybe 20, man. I don't know, man.
I think the only difference between I do agree. I think Tomlin is a better coach for what he gets out of his players. But you can't argue with what Bill Belichick is able to do with the postseason. Tomlin's not even that good in the postseason.
Tell me where to stop when you say Roethlisberger's better than Tom Brady, Peyton Manning,
no.
Joe Montana,
no.
Aaron Rodgers,
no.
Brett Favre,
no.
hate him, Dan Marino, no. John.
Although
Elway.
He does have more Super Bowls than those last two.
That's true. But it doesn't matter. I would take Dan Marino 1,000 times out of 1,000. John Elway.
Oh, no, Dan Marino, yeah. No.
You know, Drew Brees.
No.
Johnny Unitas.
See, I don't know about that one. I know Johnny Unitas, but I don't
even go
tier level health.
Being in his prime, is Patrick Mahomes over being in his prime?
Probably, but he's not done yet, so we're not there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he's already Aaron Rodgers is not done yet. So I mean, we're looking at it. I think Patrick Mahomes is already top 10 quarterback all time.
Probably.
You know, and then it's hard for me. I don't know Roger Staubach or Otto Graham. I don't know anything about that.
That's why I said because of recency bias, I would probably say Ben over Johnny Unitas or Roger Staubach.
I mean, Johnny Unitas, I just feel like
because
he's
I know who those guys are.
Johnny
I know who
Unitas
those
did
guys
so
are, but
much,
I'm
and I
like,
just
I'm
can't
not
say
familiar
that. I don't know.
with their
18
stats. I'm
years.
not familiar with how they played.
I don't know. I mean, Johnny Unitas, I always will say is he was the first elite quarterback, so that's why I always put
He
Johnny
says
Unitas.
I'm crazy, Todd.
Yeah. Ben Roethlisberger is like
It's a hot take, man. It's a hot take. Yeah.
maybe. I think Ben Roethlisberger reminds me of Terry Bradshaw. He's better than Terry Bradshaw, but like he's not that good. He was on the right team at the right time. I mean, as a rookie, he came in and won 15 games. Not because he won 15 games, because the defense was so good. All he had to do was not F up. Yeah, his great years are only like 6 of them. So like he's like right there on the edge of like I put Ben Roethlisberger with Troy Aikman. I put him with Eli Manning, above Eli Manning. But
he says Mahomes already top 5 all time. Top 5 all time.
Yeah, Mahomes.
No, he can't go top 5, dude.
I don't know yet, man. I don't know if
I'll give him top 10, but I ain't going top 5.
I can't give him in front of Elway yet, man. Yeah, but
I'm not putting him in front of Elway. I'm not putting him in front of Breeze.
He's trending right there, though. He's there.
I put Mahomes ahead of Rodgers and Favre.
I think Rodgers is higher. I think Rodgers is the 4th best quarterback of all time already. I put Brett Favre lower than I have Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers, talent wise, is just unbelievable.
Put Brett Favre lower than Aaron Rodgers.
The stuff that I've seen Aaron Rodgers do, I've never seen anyone else do, and that's what hurts so much.
He only won 1 Super Bowl.
I know. Yeah, I know. Dan Marino didn't win any. Dan Marino is probably the most talented quarterback to ever play football ever. He was throwing for 5,000 yards when everyone else was throwing for 3,000.
If Dan Marino played today, oh my god,
Dan Marino would throw for 9,000 yards. We're talking about 6,000
that ever lived. Yeah,
we're talking 6,000. He would have did it easy.
Right? Imagine if Dan Marino played on the Dolphins right now.
Oh my
Put Dan Marino on the Dolphins right now.
Woo. I almost would take old Dan Marino Dolphins right now. Oh, Brady said Trent Dilfer won the Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer,
yeah,
33.
I mean, Kurt Warner, I like Randall Cunningham, Phillip Rivers, the Hall of Very Good. Yeah, I think Ben Roethlisberger's in that group. He's better than them, but he's in that group. So like I think he's like the top, maybe 15 to 25. And Martin says,
after going over some of these names, I will retract what I said.
Dan Marino,
yeah,
Tyreek
I told you, dude. Put freaking Dan Marino put Dan Marino in his sophomore year on, like going into his second year right now on the Dolphins. They would be winning the Super Bowl.
Dan Marino, they had their stories that he was. Receivers used to run around with little buckets, right? And Dan Marino would throw the ball into the bucket, like from a moving target. Like that dude has an unbelievable arm. So. All right, that boy says so. I guess I have him at 6. 6 is pretty good. Yeah,
I love Dan Marino, man.
I think Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning. I put Aaron Rodgers and Dan Marino right there. I might put Marino in front of Rodgers. I might put Elway in front of Rodgers. But Rodgers is 6, and then I'll put Mahomes right there outside of that 7. Yeah, but knowing that Mahomes Brady, is going to be in front of him.
Manning,
Elway, Marino.
Marino, Mahomes.
I just think Rodgers deserves.
The crazy thing is though, once it's all said and done,
Mahomes is going to be in front of almost everybody.
Will be one.
Yeah, he's going to be in front of everybody. There's the things that he's doing at his age. Oh my god, dude! And I can't believe we passed on. It makes me sick all the time.
I love Elway too, though.
Elway,
they were like my introduction to like quarterbacking in NFL with like Marino and Elway.
But Dan Marino was always the best.
When I first started.
Dan Marino was he's just unlucky. I mean, he made it to the Super Bowl his second year, just didn't make it back. The team just never was good enough. Jim Kelly.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Another one who didn't win.
Top 20.
Sure. Yeah.
Didn't win. But the 4 in a row, though. 4 in a row.
That's going to be Josh Allen. We'll make it there next year. We'll be there next year. We'll get there next year.
Oh, yeah, you got to get there, though. You got to get there, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, he has Mahomes. He has Mahomes in front of him. So, man, it's interesting that when you ranking quarterbacks, it's just hard. But yeah, I said Roethlisberger. He's probably my top 20.
No, it is. Plus, you got to think like I said, when you talk about like Roger Staubach and Johnny, I'm like, I don't even really know how football was played when they played. You know, like I know how football was played when Montana and Marino and Elway played.
How about this? I honestly might like Russell Wilson more than I like Ben Roethlisberger. I know that might be saying a lot, especially because of his last year that he's had. I might like Russell Wilson's best years more than Ben Roethlisberger's best years.
I mean, you could go recency bias. Like I said, it'd be like, you're nuts. But if you look at the overall body of work, I mean, you're not wrong.
So I'm just, when we throwing those things out there, I don't know. Steve Young.
And you look at when Russ was
Steve
doing
Young.
it.
Steve Young is better than Ben Roethlisberger.
He ate the monkey out the back.
Yeah. What about Troy Aikman? That's when you start to really.
He just didn't do it for as long because he only had played like 9-10 years, I think.
They had those three
because of injuries.
The triplets for those 3 years were good, but it was only those 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We could go.
Jim Kelly was definitely better than Ben, though. Yeah, I agree. I already retracted it. I said I take it back.
But it's hard.
But I would throw him in the top, no lower than 25.
Maybe he's definitely a top 25. He is. He's right there. I mean, I think he's right in front of Aikman and Warner. Wherever you put Aikman and Warner, Ben Roethlisberger goes right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Aikman is close to Ben. Yep.
I agree. I mean, because if you take Ben off those teams, how many do they win? They might win more.
Oh,
they might win more.
But some of the other teams, though, you take him off, and you're like, they aren't doing anything.
Agreed. All right, that's all the stuff I had for today.
Randomly, though,
you got anything
going
else
back
for
to Tomlin, though?
Yeah.
Going back to Tomlin, though, he should be regarded as the best head coach in the history of the NFL. Because you look at how low-key Antonio Brown was under him.
Man.
And then he goes other places.
Oh,
and you're like
Antonio Brown.
This is nuts.
So Antonio Brown.
Ravens, apparently.
Yeah. So he released it that he is going to sign with the Ravens. But the Ravens have not acknowledged that this is actually happening. So I don't know if it's just him speaking into existence or what.
His picture. You gotta, will it into fruition,
I'm coming back to the NFL. I'm going to play with the Ravens, and the Ravens like, since when?
Right.
I'm ending my retirement. What?
Oh, yeah. I was gonna bring this up too. Did you hear about? He's an owner of a arena football team,
and then he didn't pay his players.
The players aren't getting paid. Like they're having to find like their own ways home from road trips. Like,
there are times that they said like he wasn't paying for the hotel rooms. Like,
they had knock on the door saying they had to leave because the bill wasn't paid.
Like, what?
I was like, good Lord, dude.
Sometimes
fired 2 coaches who'd won the past 2 championships.
What's it Martin says? Ravens looked at AB like that annoying little nephew at family gatherings. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you still over there. I just don't understand. Like,
that's funny.
it's so funny that like no one for the Ravens are saying sure that this is actually happening. It's like he made news himself. Wow.
Right.
I mean, that's one way to do it.
Right.
Ravens fans.
Because it's a way that no one's ever tried to do it before. He said this, like, no one posted that they were joining a team even though they weren't. But then got that buzz out there and then joined them. I'm going to try it.
I mean, why would the team even need him? I don't even understand. Why would you even want him to corrupt one of those young receivers?
At this point, I would be like, stay away.
No.
You are banned from this locker room. What are you doing?
You were banned from the team that you're not even part of. That's what.
Yeah, exactly. Just you posting that you were going to be here has already dropped the morale of our receiver room. So we need you to not do that anymore. I got like receivers coming up to me going, "Is this true?"
Oh man, quarterbacks quitting. I just signed you. I just signed you. I already quit.
Right.
Lamar said, "I'm out. Can't do this." Nope.
Right. Well, in my contract, it specifically said if you sign AB, my contract's null and void.
Null and void.
So yeah, I'm a free agent, guys. I'll see you later. Enjoy having AB on your team.
And I said, "Hey, watch it. Call me." Told you guys should have grabbed him when you had a chance. I don't know. He's gonna be good.
Oh, we got Jacoby Brissett. Man.
Hey,
more do we need?
Hey, Ron Rivera says nothing. So good job. All right, guys. We've had a pretty good show, almost an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Got a lot of stuff coming up. You gotta remember, as we said, next week we got scheduling. I cannot wait to talk about scheduling with everybody. Next week we should have a full house back. Me, Mark, Martin, and Tank should be here too.
Oh shit! So, is that coming out on Wednesday?
Yeah. Well, is it Wednesday or is it Thursday?
No, Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah.
It's Thursday.
So
let's talk about it on next Sunday, I guess.
Yeah. Or you do a special one. I don't know. We'll talk to Martin about that.
You have your other show, so
I got a show every day. It's okay. Speaking of that, so on Tuesdays will be the Panda and Grizzly show. We will be here. Me and Tank will be here talking about really more about the NFC North, focusing on the draft picks again, looking at the reports out rookie mini camps, and then we'll talk about the Bears, like I always do. But mostly talking about football, just trying to get us ready, for what we could be seeing, and even talking about the fact that we're going to Germany for the Chiefs. And what type of games are those? How's that going to be? Are we going to have any type of like mini buy with it? And talk about the adjustments Justin Fields has been making. So we'll talk about that on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we got Dynasty Pylon. What are we doing, Mark? Do you have any idea if we're doing a draft? I hope we do a draft. That's a lot of fun. But
I'm assuming we'll do a draft. Yeah, I'm assuming we'll do a draft of some kind.
Yeah, especially because we're waiting for.
We might do.
The IDP.
They finally added the defensive rookies, so we might do like a rookie defensive draft.
I like that. I hope that's what we do.
Exciting. So, I'm down for that.
Dude, if you don't know what we're talking about, you need to join us on the Dynasty Pylon on Wednesday about 8 Central. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll learn a lot about football.
Yep.
So yeah, we are ready to go. And Martin says, we're now. So we'll do it. Yeah.
So we were just waiting on that because it usually takes longer for the defensive players to get ahead. It's kind of annoying.
It's gonna be really interesting. I can't wait to see what you guys draft. I know I have my list. I have a list because I joined their dynasty league, so I have a whole list of guys that I need to get rid of on my team and try to add on this year. So I'm really interested to see who goes the top, especially if you're only focusing on IDP. So IDP is a great thing if you love football. That's where you need to be going. And Dynasty with IDP is huge. So that's where we're going to be doing the next couple of weeks. This is where we're going. Next week we'll be talking about the schedule.
Do that.
And have a lot of fun.
Oof.
Got anything else?
No, I said maybe do that, and then I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool to invade mocks too. It's pretty fun.
That was a lot of fun. I was surprised at how much I enjoying that.
Not just that, but we were able to get people from that mock into the show.
Yep, commenting about the mock as we're doing it.
yeah. So I was like, that's cool. So it's probably what we have to look forward to. But yeah, the IDP though, I'm stoked for that one.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us today. It's Brian the Grizzly. We have Mark Crumbly. We're out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Come join us for all the other shows, guys. See you later.
Hey.